Today we are going all the way to Uganda to make their famous and delicious beef Katogo, which includes beef and green bananas, and the outcome is delicious. So you're going to be using very few ingredients, which are going to be very basic, and the spices also are going to be very simple, and the outcome is going to be delicious, mouth-watering beef Katogo. So stay tuned until the end of the video to learn how to make this delicious Ugandan cuisine. To make this delicious beef Katogo, you need a few ingredients which are going to be very basic. So check the description box for the full recipe. Over here, I have my beef. This is 3/4 kg of beef, which I'm going to be chopping in a minute. And also I'm going to be using a pressure cooker to boil my meat until tender, which is going to make the recipe very fast. But if you don't have a pressure cooker, you can simply use a pot to boil your meat until tender. So using a very sharp knife, I'm going to be chopping up my meat into bite-sized pieces. And it's going to take around a minute. My beef is bone in. As you can see, I have a very huge bone over here. So if you can also use boneless beef. Whenever you're cutting your beef, always cut against the grain of the beef because the meat is going to cook very fast. I'm almost done chopping up my beef. And I'm done. Over here, I have a bone which is going to add in a very nice stock to the beef Katogo. So I'm not going to be throwing away the bones. So once done, I'm going to move over to my stove top, and over medium-high flame, I'm going to place my pressure cooker, transfer in my meat, and to boil my meat, I'm going to be adding in 1 cup of water, which is enough. Then I'm going to place my lid, place my hand on top, apply pressure and lock my pressure cooker, and let the beef boil for around 3 to 4 whistles, and it will be very tender after around 6 minutes. Yes, 6 minutes. Meanwhile, I'm going to be prepping up my green bananas, my carrots, tomatoes, onions, garlic, and ginger, so that we can prepare this delicious meal. To peel your bananas, you'll need a small paring knife, just like mine over here. So I'm going to chop off the ends of my bananas, my green bananas that is, carefully, and then I'm going to peel down the green part of that is the peel. Yeah, that is what I'm trying to say. So you be fast because the green bananas are going to oxidize really fast. So the moment you are done peeling your green bananas, you're going to transfer into a bowl with water. So this will take around a minute to peel. Here's a quick tip for you. Whenever you are peeling green bananas and you don't have cooking gloves just like me, simply apply some cooking oil to the palm of your hands, and then the sap won't be too hard to get rid of once you're done peeling your green bananas. I'm almost done peeling my green bananas, and also my beef is ready. So in a minute I'll be cooking my beef Katogo. Once you're done peeling the green bananas, you're going to wash for around 2 times. That is to get rid of the starchy water. And then we're going to be making our delicious beef Katogo. So I'm going to get rid of the banana peels. Now that I've done peeling my green bananas, I'm going to check on my beef because it's also ready. So I'm going to use a spatula and manually remove the pressure from the cooker so that we can safely open the cooker. And it's going to take around 30 seconds to a minute. Once done, I'm going to make sure all the pressure is out of the cooker. Check on my beef, and it's looking super tender. So I'm going to place aside. Pick another pan, which we're going to be making our matoke in. So over medium-high flame, you're going to place your pot or pan, and then dice 2 onions really fast. If you're not used to chopping up your onions really fast, be careful because you don't want to chop your fingers off. As for me, I'm going to be doing it really fast. When ready, you're going to transfer to your pan with 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. You're going to saute your onions for around 30 seconds to 1 minute until they have a very nice golden brown color, which is going to add in lots of flavor to our beef katogo. Meanwhile, I'm going to be chopping up some garlic and ginger, which is going to add in lots of flavor. So quickly, I'm going to dice my ginger and garlic. If you're wondering why I've placed a wet kitchen towel on the bottom of my chopping board, is so that the chopping board can be stable while I'm chopping up my fresh ingredients. So that is a tip while cooking, which is going to help you lots. Which is going to help you a lot. That is what I'm trying to say. Once I've done mincing up my garlic and ginger, I'm going to transfer to my pan. I love adding lots of fresh garlic and ginger to my meals because it always adds lots of flavor. So the next ingredient is carrot because it takes a while to cook. So I've already peeled my carrots. So I'm going to chop into medium sizes. Check on my pot because I don't want the onions, garlic and ginger to burn. And the onions are starting to have a very nice golden brown color, which I'm looking for because we need flavor. Pick another carrot. For this recipe, I'm using 2 medium carrots. Check on my onions, and the garlic and ginger is getting really fragrant and flavorful. So I'm going to add back my beef into my pan. Add in carrots. Stir in the carrots. Then I'm going to be chopping up 2 tomatoes. So now that I'm done chopping up my tomatoes, I'm going to add into my pan. Add in tomato paste, which is going to add in lots of flavor and color also to our beef katogo. So I'm going to stir in. Everything smells absolutely amazing. So I'm going to stir in. Add a splash of water, which is going to help the tomatoes to cook down. Bring the flames to medium high so that the tomatoes can cook. While I chop up some green capsicum, which is going to add in lots of flavor, and coriander to garnish our dish. So I'm going to be using half of the green capsicum. Remove the pit and slice the capsicum into small sizes. Today I'm multitasking. As you've seen, I've prepped up every ingredient in here, so you can prep the ingredients before you cook if you're not used to multitasking. But for me today, I'm going to be multitasking. Place my capsicum aside. Chop my coriander. If you usually throw away coriander stems, you're missing lots of flavor, because coriander stems have intense flavor. Yeah, they add intense flavor to your food. Now that I'm done chopping up my fresh ingredients, I'm going to be finishing up cooking my beef katogo. So my tomatoes are almost cooking through. And to season, I'm going to be adding in some beef seasoning cubes, which are going to add in lots of flavor. So I'm going to be adding in 2. If you don't have beef seasoning cubes, you can add in salt. No pressure. So I'm going to stir in the seasoning cubes into the dish, and everything is turning out delicious. After 2 minutes of cooking my tomatoes, they're looking very delicious and so yummy. Just look at this. Wow, I can't wait for this dish to get ready. So the next step is to add in my peeled green bananas or matoke, and I'm not going to be chopping up the matoke just as they do in Uganda. So I'm going to transfer into my pot, add in water enough to submerge the green bananas. So I'm going to stir in before I add in the water, and the sauce looks so good. So I'm going to add in around 2.5 cups of water. And this is going to cook down as the green bananas cook. I'm going to let this cook for around 6 to 10 minutes, and also you're going to be checking if the seasoning is perfect. If it's not perfect, you're going to be adding in more salt. Remember, I added in seasoning cubes and they usually contain salt. So all I'm going to do is wait for the pot to come to a boil, and then we'll be adding in more salt if needed. After 40 minutes of slowly cooking my green bananas and beef, they're ready. So the next step is to add in some green capsicum, which is going to add in a very nice taste to the beef and green bananas. There's that taste that green capsicum usually has. I love adding in green capsicum rather than the yellow, red, and orange capsicum, because the orange, red, and yellow capsicum are sweet, but with the green capsicum, it has a very nice distinct flavor, which is usually so nice when added to food. So because we're not going to be stirring in the matoke, but they are super tender and well cooked, I'm going to give my matoke a simple stir. After a minute, I'm going to garnish with some coriander leaves, which are going to add in lots of flavor together with coriander stems. Toss my green bananas into the delicious sauce.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the beef katogo is ready. So what we're going to do, we're just going to make a very quick serve. When you have a profession herself right here, what do I do? I'm just but a student. So this is all we have. This is our plate, or what do we call it?
Yeah, it's a plate.
A plate. Okay.
What do you think about the beef katogo, first of all?
One of the things that I like is that the outlook of it just looks yummy, and there's no much oil. I can tell every ingredient was just measured perfectly. So this is not someone who did second guessing.
Yeah.
This is someone who prepared the recipe. So join us this afternoon as I do this. Okay. I would like to move it closer so that we don't have splitches.
Yeah.
So I will do that.
Every time you have to be neat while serving.
Absolutely.
Your dish.
We'll just do 3 pieces just for starters. I'll pick the third one. Okay. And then I like to call it
sauce.
Or gravy sauce.
Yeah,
I think most of us, mtaani, we call it gravy. With a few pieces of your meat on top. All right. I like how it looks. Look at Wherever you're watching us from, we call this Dania. What do you call it? What's the name?
Coriander.
Coriander. And the other ingredient, what do you?
There's capsicum, that is hoho.
Hoho.
Yeah, green capsicum.
So look at how it looks. Beautiful, delicious, and yummy. Where else can you go? We call on to you, subscribe, share, and like. Hello.
The meal is done, so I'll be tasting it, and let's see how it goes. Perfectly cooked. Salt, it's nice. The meat, it's nicely cooked. The katogo is awesome.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how awesome is it?
7.
Still perfectly cooked.
I'm sorry, but I will have to enjoy mine and give back the mic.
After serving, I'm going to garnish with some coriander to add a little bit of color and also some flavor. So yeah, I'm done making my beef katoge, and as you can see, it has turned out perfect. It's well seasoned, flavorful, and looking mouth-watering. So tell me in the comment section what you think about my beef katogo. If I missed a step or two, you can tell me in the comment section. So I hope you'll be trying out this easy and simple recipe which needs very few ingredients, and the outcome is delicious as always.